Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Dumbass Podcast, Halloween Spooktacular! This is the first visual podcast. It is Halloween when you're seeing this, and we have some spooky festivities to get into today. I'm joined, as always, by my co-hosts, Zach and Nate. Or Happy Face and Funky Fig Bar. And...
Howdy. Hi.
We have some interesting stories to tell you tonight on this spooky day that is Halloween. And you'll get to see the bullshit that occurs, in a visual form of the podcast. So, basically... Oh, and also here is our pumpkins. We have a video on Cringe O'Clock that also came out today where we carved said pumpkins. And we got lamb chomp right here. But... Today we are going to be we're going to be telling each other scary stories, but with a twist. Funky, you want to go ahead and tell them what the twist is?
Alrighty then. So, as the viewers at home may or may not know, I'm also shouting so y'all can hear me. As some of the viewers at home may or may not know, we tend to be inspired by Distractable sometimes.
Yeah.
And today is no different, because today, what we're going to be doing is telling scary stories around the campfire. You can't see my fingers, but I swear there's quotes under here.
There's quotes under there.
But the twist is that while one of us is telling the story, the other two at any point can say, change. And if they do that, the person telling the story has to switch up the last thing they said.
Yep, exactly. Getting all that, man? You good? Your depression catching up to you? Well, that's okay, because it's Halloween and death is on the horizon.
I've already died 5 times inside.
Alright. You guys can take your masks off if you want. I'll keep mine on just because, I can talk fluently through mine. It doesn't really affect anything.
It doesn't suffocate you.
I'll just keep my mask on the side like this.
Oh god, that's so creepy on camera, because, yeah.
What?
We can see each other now. Just the way it looks, because you're, looking to the side.
Alright, Nate, just remember to... Alright, let's try and... We don't usually record with a camera, so everyone just remember to try and face the camera.
Yeah.
Alright.
If you want, you can, tilt your chair a bit to face it.
And when we're telling the stories, we can, look at each other, need be. But, who would like to tell... And everyone here knows the rules of change. So, who would like to tell the first story? I could, if you guys want.
Since you are apparently the cult leader of this group...
I am theoretically the host, but...
You did say we were your co-host.
Yeah, that's true.
Alright, well let's just start with you. Alright, now to recap the rules... You are just going to start making up a scary story.
On the fly,
you'll keep going. And since you're telling the story, me or Nate, at any point, we can say, change.
Yeah.
And then you have to change the last thing you said.
Yep.
And, which is an important rule, which is very likely to come up, is you can say change multiple times in a row until you're just... I guess, satisfied with what it has turned into.
Yeah, and also after it's been going for a little bit, you could just say seed, and then that story will be over. I feel like our plan is, we'll each tell maybe 2, and we'll see how long we've been going for. But this will probably be a longer episode anyway, since it's, a special, and it's the first time we're doing this format.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if it'll top our longest video, which is a FNAF video.
Well, we'll see.
This will ought to be fun.
Alright, well... Are we ready to get into it, guys?
Sure.
Let me start here. It was a dark and stormy night when David was walking through the cemetery. He spots a grave, and it says, Wilford.
Change.
It says, Among Us.
Change.
It says, Monk. And he thinks to himself, Monk? Where have I heard that from? He pulls out his phone, searches Cringe O'Clock, this horrifying channel who have just uploaded a very spooky Halloween special. He sees, oh, what's this? Puppet Squad. He's like, oh no, it's the ghost of Christmas past. What is he doing here on Halloween? And David thinks to himself, oh, I gotta get out of here before the ghost must rise from the grave.
Change.
I gotta stay here and await the ghost.
Change.
I have to teleport to South Africa. So David teleports to South Africa, and he thinks to himself, oh, there's clearly no way he'll get me here. So he goes into a nice pub, buys himself a spooky beer, and then he tells the bartender, wait, my beer tastes a little funny. What, is there something in this? It tastes kind of like piss.
Change.
It tastes kind of like drugs. Did you put something in this? He asked the bartender. The bartender lifts off his mask and reveals the ghost of Christmas Monk. And Monk goes, it was me the whole time! David freaks, and he cries, and he doesn't know what to do, for he has been poisoned by the ghost of Christmas Monk. And he runs out of the bar, going to another nearby cemetery, this time a South African cemetery, and he finds a grave that says his name on it. David cries. He's like, no, this cannot be.
Change.
Yeah, that sounds about right. It would make sense that I'm gonna die. This is a scary story after all. So David crawls and cries into the grave, and then below the grave he finds a series of stairs that lead down to another bar, and he's like, what is this? Inception? David goes into the new bar that says Spooky Bar, and he's just like, whoa, this shit kinda poppin' in here.
Change.
This shit looks gay. And there's a lot of skeletons in here. They must be dead people. What is this underground bar doing beneath my grave? David thinks to himself. He goes up to the dead bartender, and he asks him, well, can I get a bone broth?
Change.
Can I get penicillin? The spooky bartender goes, man, that's about the dumbest shit I think I've ever heard. I'm rattling in my bones. And David goes, well, I appreciate the spooky pun, but I gotta get out of here. I'm not supposed to be dead. The bartender says, well, if you're in a grave, you're clearly meant to be dead, so I don't know what to tell you, man. David cries. He runs to the bathroom in search of finding answers, but all he finds in the toilet is a giant pile of shit. David digs through the shit and finds a key. He's like, oh, this must be my key to freedom.
Change.
This must be the key to the bathroom volume 2. David runs to bathroom volume 2, unlocks the door, and inside is a burning fireplace. David thinks to himself, well, that seems kind of boring. David walks towards the fire. Suddenly the fire disappears, and out from the flames births Monk, not in ghost form, for he has birthed again, and he says to David, the fuck are you doing here, man?
Scene.
Brilliant.
Oh my god, okay. I'm taking this mask off. That was Edgar Allan Poe levels of storytelling, man.
It's surprisingly harder than you might think. Oh, man.
Alright, Nate, who goes next?
Well, since you called scene, I'll let you tell your story next.
Okay.
Alright. Here we go.
Alright.
So we start with a group of teens in a very dark forest.
Yeah.
They are heading out to go camping.
Change.
They are heading out to go and investigate a strange story going on with the local sewer system. And so, they go out and they find a very raggedy looking cabin to stay in.
Change.
They find Shrek's outhouse. and they decide. So the biggest and strongest one looks at the situation as like, well, fuck me, I guess this is gonna have to
Change.
work. Alright, well, you know what? I'm not happy about it.
Change.
But you know what? Fucking yeah! So
There we go.
So they open it up, and somehow it's much bigger on the inside. They discover that it not only features a toilet, but also a very elaborate and for some reason very well kept kitchen. So they decide, well, we got literally nowhere else to go.
Change.
We may have somewhere else to go.
Change.
We definitely have somewhere else to go. But this is the most convenient place we got, so we're gonna have to just stay here. And so some time passes.
Change.
A lot of time passes. It is now like 4:20 in the morning. And they hear knocks at the door.
Change.
At the window.
Change.
In the bathroom for some reason from the inside.
God.
They open the door, and standing there is, dare I say, Shrek himself.
Change.
The Black Knight from Scooby-Doo.
Change.
Redman from One Night at Flumpty's.
Change.
The skeleton from 3 rows down. So, and he's standing there. He's got perhaps a nice hat on. What it's for, they don't know.
Change.
They think it might be a fisherman's hat.
Change.
They think it might be for falcon fucking. Everyone knows about the classic hats. The falconers wore them so that the falcons would fly to the hat, fuck it, and they would like extract the semen from it.
Of course.
This was a real thing, by the way.
Of course.
Are you being serious about that?
Yes, this was a real thing.
Change.
Oh my god!
I can't change that. It was a real thing. So the skeleton says to the teens, "Alright, I'm gonna be upfront with you. I've come for your flesh.
Change.
I've come for your hearts.
Change.
I've come for your pickles." So he bursts through the door and goes into the kitchen. He opens the refrigerator.
Change.
He opens the freezer.
Change.
He opens the oven.
Yeah.
And he finds the deep fried pickles.
Change.
He finds the very moderately cooked pickles. And then he grabs them and he's like, "Fuck y'all, I'm out of here.
Change.
You know what? It was nice knowing you, but I have to leave." And so he heads for the door.
Change.
He heads for the window.
Change.
He heads for the tent starring Bill Clinton. He opens it up, and it's just sitting there in the middle of the house for some reason. He opens the door, which is a portal to the 9th dimension for some reason. And then he's like, "Fuck y'all!" And then he jumps in.
And scene.
Wow.
God
Oh my
damn.
goodness. I'm not going to be able to do a story. My
Who knew
throat's-
Shrek's hunt could be that horrifying? Good lord.
Oh my god, what the fuck am
I
I gonna
nearly
do?
fucking choked on my drink.
I nearly choked on myself.
Oh.
That's even
Oh.
possible. Wait, no, wait.
Change.
Change.
The story hasn't even started yet. I'm already
Alright.
Change.
Well, I suppose it's your turn now, Nate.
Okay. Let
Alright.
me think of something. Our story begins with our friend Eric,
Change.
Michael,
Change.
Ben.
Okay.
He's out walking in the middle of the night for some reason, and he keeps hearing these strange noises.
Change.
He keeps hearing these strange voices
Okay.
coming from the street lamps,
Change.
from the bushes,
Change.
from the sewer,
Change.
from the sidewalk. And he thinks to himself, "Where the fuck is those sounds coming from?" So he puts his ear to the sidewalk.
Change.
He puts his penis to the sidewalk.
Change.
He puts his elbow to the sidewalk.
Sounds reasonable.
Yeah, as you do.
In an attempt to converse with the spirits.
Change.
to converse with zombies.
Okay.
And before him, someone stood behind him.
Change.
Someone was standing in front of him. Someone was standing in front of him, and he looked up, and he saw it was none other than Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Ah, change.
It was fucking Mike Myers.
Yeah, not Michael Myers. Mike Myers.
Yeah, there's a difference.
Star of Austin Powers.
Yes. Mike Myers, star of Austin Powers, stood in front of him.
Ben looked up and he saw the fashionable man staring down at him.
Change.
He saw the very ugly man staring at him. and Ben's thinking, who the fuck is this asshole?
Change.
Who is this fine gentleman?
Change.
Oh shit, fuck that!
Yeah, okay.
And he runs off away while Mike Myers slowly presumes him. While he bursts into him.
Change.
He starts Naruto. Oh fuck! I can't. I'm starting to have a stroke when I read the story. And he starts Naruto running towards Ben in a very dramatic chase scene.
Ah, yes.
He ducks into a McDonald's.
Change.
Into a cabin.
Change.
Into a public gas station bathroom. He ducks into one of the stalls in an attempt to escape. He opens the toilet and jumps right in and sinks down and flushes the toilet and sinks down in like a Mario pipe. But what he didn't know was beyond that, he had landed in Hogwarts.
Change.
He landed in Canterlot.
Change.
He landed in Slender's Forest.
Change.
Fuck. He landed. Oh god. This is so fucking horrible.
It's a lot harder than people might think.
I know. I'm trying to think of some ridiculous location that would be in a toilet.
You know, as they do.
I promise I will not change
He
it.
appeared in.
I won't change whatever the next one is.
He appeared in another gas station bathroom. That's 5,000 miles away from the one he was originally at.
Oh god.
It turned out he was now in China.
Oh god.
He got out covered in shit and piss and whatever the fuck was on him. He walked out. Although he smelled like shit.
Change.
Although he smelled perfectly fine.
Change.
As he wandered to himself, what
do you smell like?
He smelled like pumpkin spice and flowers. He walked out and he saw the many different trees that had seemed to be covered in what looked like mushrooms.
Change.
Feces.
Change.
Horse milk.
Okay.
He looked around, clearly stoned out of his mind, as he wandered the milk-stained roads. He wondered how far Mike Myers would travel. But before him, he saw another being. Another one, 10 times worse than Mike Myers.
Who was it?
It was another. Oh fuck me. Oh my god. This is
A lot harder.
I'm halfway through. I'm halfway through the story, and I just don't know when this'll.
It'll end. Trust me.
So who was it?
Who was it that was 10 times worse than Mike Myers?
It was John Cena.
Oh God! And scene.
That's it. That's all there is to it.
Holy shit.
He meets John Cena, and we don't know what happens next.
You couldn't see him.
He couldn't see him, so he
Oh my
died.
god. Holy shit. I thought I was never gonna go through that.
Good Lord.
God, this is
I like this. This is interesting.
this is cancer.
Yeah.
It's
God, I hope
cancer,
you guys
but
are
it's
having
hilarious.
a good Halloween this year. Good Lord. We'll get right back into the storytelling in just a moment. But first, a word from our sponsors. Yes, these two might be wondering, the fuck? This video can't be sponsored. But it is! It's sponsored by me! And our new Dumbass Podcast Halloween shirt right here. Wow, look at how cool that looks, because now the Dumbass Podcast logo has been spookified. Click the link in the description if you want to buy the shirt. And there's also a version 2 of our shirt right here with an updated design so it looks much more swag.
And,
Again, click the link in the description if you want to see it.
and better on black shirts in general.
Exactly. Now, go ahead and buy them while you can, because there's a discount code when you go buy them now for the next 24 hours. I don't know what that code is, but it exists.
The website will probably just tell you,
Yeah.
because they usually always have a code up.
And now back to the spooks!
But you also wouldn't have to know what the codes were if you downloaded Honey.
Yes! They save you so much money! We're not actually sponsored by Honey, but they're pretty good, actually. But now back to the spooks.
So what, are we just going to keep doing the same order?
Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that.
Alright, it's your turn, I believe.
Yeah. Whew.
We're going like...
These are horrifying spooks.
I believe this is counterclockwise.
Something like that. Alright.
Well, I mean...
Our story begins in the middle of the ocean. A man by the name of Ezekiel is laying on a raft floating at sea.
Change.
Is laying on a banana floating at sea.
Yeah, alright.
He thinks to himself, well, that just doesn't make any sense, because there's no way this banana could be supporting my weight.
Change.
You know what, this might as well happen. I don't know how I got here, so yeah, sure. As he ponders to himself what could have happened, he slowly starts to drift towards what looks like an old city.
Change.
What looks like a 7-Eleven. He thinks to himself, man, they got these pop-up shops in frickin' the middle of the ocean now. He gets off of his banana and he walks up to the store. But when he enters the store, he realizes, this ain't no 7-Eleven.
Change.
This could be a 7-Eleven. But it's Spirit Halloween! Ezekiel thinks to himself, oh god, they put him in the middle of the ocean now, these little bastards are everywhere. Ezekiel walks to the store, looking for a manager to summon his inner Karen, and he finds what he thinks is an employee, but it turns out to be one of the animatronics, and not from FNAF, from Spirit Halloween. He realizes, oh, this bitch fake.
Change.
This bitch could be real and I just might not know it.
Change.
I'm gonna fuck this animatronic. After Ezekiel finishes roughly pounding the animatronic, he gets back to his search in hopes of finding someone as he is in the middle of the ocean in a secretly bound Spirit Halloween, cleverly disguised as a 7-Eleven. As he walks to the back of the store, he realizes, huh, it sounds like someone's crying from over here.
Change.
It sounds like someone's jerking off over here.
Change.
It sounds like someone's shitting their brains out over here.
Oh my fucking god.
He walks up to what he assumes is a person and realizes, oh, that ain't no man.
Change.
That's a man. So he asks the man, how did you get here and why are you shitting so violently? The man goes, who the fuck are you?
Change.
I know who you are.
Change.
I'm shitting, go away.
Change.
Ah!
Yeah, okay.
That'll work.
Ezekiel also screams in fear for the strange man staring at him. He asks him, well, what is your name? The man goes, Tony. Tony goes, what's your name? Ezekiel goes, Ezekiel. Tony goes, fuck you, Ezekiel. And then he vanishes within thin air. Ezekiel, sensing some kind of strange meme has now happened, he starts to wonder, well, who was that strange man covered in feces?
Change.
Who was that strange man covered in semen?
Change.
Who was that strange man covered in piss?
Yeah, alright.
Alright.
And he's like, oh god, there's gotta be a way out of here. And then, suddenly Ezekiel turns around and notices there is a basement door behind him. And he walks to the basement door, and he starts to open it when he realizes, it's dark in there.
Change.
It's really fucking bright in there. So that must be the way I gotta go. So, with nothing to fear in his mind, Ezekiel goes down to the weird spirit basement, and to which he sees, well, wait, this world looks like Minecraft.
Change.
This world looks like Raid Shadow Legends. And he thinks to himself, oh god, am I in like a shitty mobile game? He starts to panic, for he cannot accept this fate, when all of a sudden, he snaps out of it, waking up in a hospital bed. He starts screaming, for he does not know what is going on.
Change.
He knows exactly what's going on. For when the nurse walks up to him, he says, ah, I know what you are!
Change.
Shit. I pooped in my pants and you are required by law to change it.
End scene.
Okay. My man had the worst fucking coma of his life. You are required by law to change my diaper.
And that's exactly how it ends.
God, the true horror was the hospital visit all along.
This is so horrible.
Good God.
I swear one of these moments I'm gonna end up pissing myself.
Change. Alright, Zach, it is your go here.
Alright. Alright. So we start with a group of about 2 to 3 people.
Change.
4 to 5 people.
Change.
19 and a half people. One of them is handicapped. Alright. So they formed a following and a shared appreciation for going around town and finding just very, very unusual things.
Change.
Very normal things for them, but only because they live where they do.
Change.
Things that will make a man wish he did not live here. So they make their way down the boardwalk, and eventually they get to the beach. They find a suitcase,
Change.
a plastic bag,
Change.
a piece of Tupperware.
Okay.
They look inside, and what is lying within is the 15th vertebrae of the human spine. A very loose kneecap.
Change.
A man's third toe.
Okay.
Alright.
So they investigate, and they find out this man did not care at all for his pedigree. But also that there's been a murder.
Oh God, not a murder.
So
It's spooky.
So they go around town, and they go to their local pub,
Change.
they go to their local strip mall, and they just start asking questions to just the most random people.
Change.
To people they suspect might have gone to the beach recently.
Change.
to people they know have not gone to the beach, but that's because they wouldn't say they were going to the beach because that would make them suspicious of the murder.
There we go.
And so they walk into the local Spencer's.
Okay.
And they shake everyone down, asking for the manager,
Change.
asking for the cashier,
Change.
asking for the guy who just stopped to use the bathroom. And so they yank him out of there.
Uh-huh.
They slap him in the mouth,
Change.
in the testicles.
Oh, yeah.
And they tell him, "Where's Rachel?"
Oh my God, Rachel!
And they ask him that despite the fact that they were already established that the toe they had found belonged to a man.
Oh, God.
Which is not Rachel. Because Rachel was not a man.
There, Nate, move forward a little bit.
All right.
You're leaning out of frame.
Somehow, miraculously, the man knew exactly what they were talking about.
Oh, God.
Really?
And he said, "I was playing poker with my friends.
Change.
I was playing poker with my cat.
Change.
I was playing dem dare Texas Hold'em
There.
There we go.
with some drunks from the third block."
Alright.
The man explains that after he had gotten a really killer hand and decked it out right in front of everyone, he said, "Fuck you guys, I'm going home.
Change.
Well, it's been fun.
Change.
You know what? I just feel like I had a very moderately neutral time here.
Okay.
So, with that being said, I will now leave."
Ah, an NPC, I see.
So he walks out to the street, and he explains that he by no means went anywhere.
Change.
He went somewhere. He somehow sprung up within the local Shell's gas station without actually having went there on his own volition.
Dude, gas stations in our whatever universe this is are death.
Oh, sorry, Lambo. Lamb chop.
So he went to buy some skills,
Okay.
and also maybe a pack of condoms.
Okay, sounds good so far. Sounds like a nice night.
Because despite the fact that he had absolutely no plans,
Change.
he had maybe some plans.
Change.
He definitely had he got the condoms because he absolutely had plans of meeting someone, failing to realize that he had accidentally grabbed some double bubble.
Oh, God.
He walked up to the cashier, who was for some reason really on shrooms,
Change.
was on acid,
Change.
was just got done doing a line of them there Spargle, the latest energy drink on the market.
I love that episode.
The latest energy drink on the market, made with all natural berries.
Ah, yes, indeed.
Totally not a scam.
And so, because he was on that there Spargle, the man was just focused on everything. He could see through walls.
Oh, God.
Whoa.
And because he could see through walls, he could see through the shelves within the Shell's gas station. And he knew exactly what this man was bringing. So he had already rung it up on the cash register. And he's like, "Sir, that'll be $87.50.
Change.
That'll be $19.90.
Change.
That'll be $19.87.
Okay.
So the man hands him a $20 bill because for some reason the tax in this local area perfectly rounds $19.87 to $20.
Alright.
And then he walks out. So he walks out, but accidentally drops his Sears card.
Change.
Drops his Sam's Club card.
Change.
Drops his VIP card for Food Lion.
There we go.
Yeah.
And so the cashier notices that, and he goes and picks up the card.
Change.
He looks at the card, but refuses to pick it up.
Change.
he pokes the card maybe once, considering maybe picking it up, but he chooses not to. For, you know, I guess just personal preference.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
After learning the name on the card, we cut back to the man telling the story to the people investigating. And then who walks in but the cash man himself, who was working the register.
No.
And he says, "J'accuse."
He's not change.
He says, "Eureka."
Change.
He says, "I've got you now." He walks in, slams the card that he actually had decided to pick up about 30 minutes later. And he says, "I ran this in with the police.
Change.
I ran this in with the FBI agent who watches me watch porn."
Okay.
And he says, "This man was seen heading towards the beach at 9 p.m.
Change.
3 p.m.
Change.
3 a.m.
Yeah.
And he says, that man really did kill the man at the beach.
Oh, God.
He chopped off his third toe and put it in a Tupperware box, but then left it at the beach because he's just a fucking idiot. And he took the rest of the body, including all 33 vertebrae, which I assume is what he's after, given some of the recent crimes in the city. And then, who comes in but Paul Blart Malcolm?
That's not even worth changing. That's perfect.
And he's followed up by Joe Swanson.
Whoa!
And scene.
That perfect ending right there.
Good God. Lord. Dude, where's Rachel? That's what that story will be called.
Where's Rachel?
God.
God, this is terrible.
Nate, you think you're ready for another one?
I think I am. I've been trying to cook up a story in the back of my mind.
Alright.
Alright. So there's these two guys, Kenneth and Cody. They're going out in the middle of the night in the
Change.
They're going out in broad daylight into the forest.
Change.
Out on the street corner to do some pot. So this guy, but before they could do this, Kenneth says, hang on, Cody, I'll be right back. I gotta go take a shit.
Change.
I gotta go take a piss.
Change.
I gotta go jerk off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he goes off to do his thing, jerking his gherkin until he sees a rather strange man wearing a white flowing dress.
Change.
Wearing a woman wearing a red dress.
Change.
An overweight transgender.
Change.
Fuck.
I feel attacked.
Shit. A zebra wearing I can't even finish my own fucking sentence. A zebra wearing a top hat.
There we go.
And Kenneth stares at it, thinking to himself, "Can I stick my dick in it?"
Change.
Can I smoke pot with it? So Kenneth goes up to the zebra and asks it, "Can I smoke pot with you?" And then the zebra looks at him, and it says, "Oh God, what the fuck, man? This is already becoming a drug trip."
What does the zebra say?
The zebra says, Do you want a Fortnite? Fuck! Do you want a $19 Fortnite?
You want a Fortnite?
Oh God.
Oh Lord.
Change on Fortnite.
Want a Sprite cranberry?
Yes.
Yeah.
The scene cuts back. The scene cuts back to Cody, and he's sitting there like, "What the hell's Kenneth taking so long for?" So he gets up and he follows the path. He follows a completely different path from where Kenneth went.
Well, we didn't even have to tell him to change that.
And he finds Kenneth strung up in a tree.
Change.
He finds him nailed to a tombstone with a Sprite cranberry jammed down his throat and in his ass.
Change.
He had a Sprite cranberry in his mouth, like halfway in, and Cody stares at Kenneth, and he's thinking, "What the fuck has he been taking?"
Change.
Oh my God! Oh my goodness!
What does he think?
What does he think? This must be some really serious shit, he says as he stares at his bong. Until he looks behind him and he finds the zebra in the hat.
Oh God.
And the zebra asks him the same question. Do you want a Sprite cranberry? Cody, in shock, screams and runs in the same direction that the zebra was going.
Change.
He runs in the complete opposite direction to the nearest strip club.
Change.
To the nearest... to the nearest JCPenney. He goes in and wanders the place. But he goes into the JCPenney and all he could see was nothing but Sprite cranberry.
Oh God!
He screams in shock and falls to the floor. At this moment, he's in a strange wonderland filled with chocolate and mushrooms.
Change.
He's in a world filled with horses and fuck. A strange world filled with horses and lollipops.
Okay.
He wanders around thinking, what kind of shit was in that weed? He looks around, but this time, instead of seeing a Sprite cranberry, instead, he finds something 10 times worse.
Oh God, what was it?
Diet Pepsi.
Ah!
He runs to the right.
Change.
He runs to the left.
Change.
He runs into the sky. He runs into the sky, narrowly avoiding space invaders. As he does this, he goes high above the clouds, and before him, he sees Pennywise the Clown.
Change.
He sees Funky Fig Bar,
Oh God!
the mighty god before him.
And scene. He died on camera.
We always cut Nate's stories right as they die.
Good Lord. Do we have time for one more each?
We're at 44 minutes.
We'll do one more each.
We'll do one more.
All right.
We'll do one more rotation, then we'll move on to another idea.
Yeah.
All right.
Alright. Whew.
It's getting really hot in here. That's why. Never mind.
Our story begins in the small town of Kentucky.
Change.
In the small town of Afghanistan.
Go on.
We cut to a young woman named Blake. A young woman named Alfonso. Alfonso thinks to herself, man, I kind of want to get out of Afghanistan because nothing ever really happens here.
Change.
I kind of want to stay here and die here. So, the Halloween gods, hearing her request, they send out 3 ghosts to her. One of them being a homosexual, the other being extremely homophobic, and the third, Bob.
Yeah, okay.
Keep going.
Now, as she starts to go to bed that night when the 3 ghosts visit her. The middle one calls her a slur, and the gay one goes, "Well, that's not very cash money of you, G Money." Bob goes, "Man, that's the most outdated sentence I think I've ever heard in my life."
Change.
That's lit, fam.
Change.
Shut up, gay one. Then Bob pulls out a disc. The girl doesn't know what it could be, but when she looks at it, it is a CD for the hit band Weezer. She goes, "Oh, what's with these homies dissing my girl?" Bob's like, "Ah, I see you know Weezer lyrics. I'm going to kill you.
Change.
I'm going to fuck you.
Change.
I'm going to piss in the corner of your room and blame it on your cat."
Yeah, okay.
She's like, no, not my cat. He's already 40 and has chronic Crohn's disease." The homophobic one goes, "Fucking nerd! Probably because you're gay." She goes, "But I'm not a homosexual." And the gay one goes, "Sure. You're a little fruity." Bob goes, "Man, y'all two are a bit much." And the girl goes, "On an island in the sun."
Change.
She goes, "Fortnite Battle Pass."
Ugh, change.
She goes, "Mushroom Kingdom, here we come." Bob, the ghost, goes, "I didn't think the Mario movie was out yet, random female that wants to die." And she goes, "Oh, my bad, G." And then suddenly, she wakes up and realizing, wait, was there no ghosts? She goes downstairs, realizing, oh wait, I'm not in Afghanistan anymore. God, my worst nightmare. And she realized she's in New Jersey. When she steps out of her house, she's transported to the beach of New Jersey. But then she realizes, I don't think this is sand.
Change.
I think this is sand. But then upon further investigation, it turns out it was not sand, for it was crack cocaine. Alfonso realizes it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Scene.
Okay. God. That's Deadpool's daughter. At that point. Good lord.
Oh my goodness. I didn't realize how much fun this was actually going to be until it actually happened.
Alright, Zach, it's your go.
So we begin with a local gathering.
Change.
We begin with a not so local gathering because a lot of other people from around the world have come here. And so, everyone is going about their regular day, but unfortunately, soon after, tragedy strikes. They find out that within the homes, people have been getting their pride flags stolen.
Oh no!
Oh wow.
Let me check in my pumpkin.
The pumpkin made sound.
And alright, so everyone talks about what they're gonna do about this. They say, what are we gonna do about this?
Change.
I think I might know what we're gonna do about this.
Change.
I know definitely what we're gonna do about this.
Change.
And then that guy just had a stroke and died. But then the next guy, he says, "Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Markiplier,
James.
Jacksepticeye,
Change.
8-Bit Ryan."
Okay.
Sure.
8-Bit Ryan walks up and says, "Hey guys, you know, someone's walking around stealing all our pride flags. And that's just not cool."
Okay.
And he's like, just the other day, I was talking to my main man, Mr. Krabs.
Okay.
And he says to me, "Ryan, me boy, there be a suspicious motherfucker walking around stealing these pride flags."
God.
And then Ryan, being a man of culture, said, "Alright, deuces," and then leaves
Alright.
because he realizes that he cannot afford to miss lunch.
That's fair.
So he goes down to the local Red Lobster.
Change.
He goes down to the local McDonald's.
Change.
He goes down to that weird local restaurant called Jack Chicken.
Okay.
He gets a nice chicken sandwich. After he finishes eating it, he then gets to the part where he gets to this meeting where he is now telling the story.
Alright.
And then he starts saying, "Ladies and gentlemen, we have a plan for what we're gonna do. I hit up my boys, Daco and Super Horror Bro."
Why is this pumpkin making so much noise?
Spooky. I think there's a ghost!
And so
Speak of the ghost, and he says his name.
and so the UK gang,
Uh-huh.
they, having previously done work with charities that support the LGBT movement,
Uh-huh.
they are not fond of this person going around stealing all these pride flags, because they think to themselves, well shit, what are they going to get next? People's pronouns?
Oh god, not their pronouns.
And so they head to the mountaintops. Because, lo and behold, they are already aware that there is someone who lives up there.
Change.
There is about 3 people that live up there. And so they walk up there, and then they get ready. They get ready to bust down the door. And so they think, what if we just wait until the sun goes down?
Change.
What if we just do not wait at all to come up? What if we sit here and fast for 3 days before we make a move?
Yeah.
Just to flex on them.
Yeah.
And so 3 days passed. For some reason, no one left that fucking cabin ever that's at the top of the mountain. And then they kick down the door. And then they say, hands up,
Change.
put your feet up, hands on the ground. And so, after being very confused, the people within the cabin comply. They shake the place down, and they find, dare I say, the pride flags.
Oh god.
And so, they look over, and then Ryan, being a master of, quote, the 8-bit beatdown,
Oh god.
runs up on the dudes and just beats the shit out of them.
And scene. We're back.
Alright, so Nate has one last turn.
Yes.
Alright. The story begins on a midsummer day. Our story begins with a midsummer day with a man named Jesse.
Change.
Mr. Pink.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Anyway, he's walking down the street and he notices something in the distance. Although it was quite bright outside, to him it looked like a Giga Chad in the distance.
Oh, scary.
But as he walked closer and closer to the Giga Chad, he notices it wasn't a Giga Chad at all.
What was it?
It was his worst nightmare.
Change.
It was his ultimate dream. A white virgin male.
Change!
It was a black homosexual cross-dresser.
That's a little uncertain. Are you sure you want it?
No, keep it.
He stares at it and he stares at them and just looks in awe at how amazing this creature looks. He goes to ask it a question.
I can't.
But before anything else could happen, the creature pushed Mr. Pink down to the floor.
Change.
He ran away,
Okay.
and Mr. Pink decided to give chase. The scene began. The chase scene began with the. All right. He went. I'm actually stuck on this one. Hold on.
Do you want a hard reboot?
Hard reboot?
Do you want to start over?
I know what to do. I just
Speaking.
gotta.
Not finishing sentences is spooky.
When he tried to call out he kept trying to call out to the strange man, but every time he did, he got further and further away from the man. But when he thought he was about to close in on him, be up before him was not the man. Instead, it was none other. Oh. It was none other than
Who was it? Kim Jong-un? Okay. Alright.
I'm sorry, but I can't stand the guy's name.
Well then change!
It's not like
Change!
I'm keeping it that way because it's hilarious. I honestly think his name is hilarious. As soon as he saw Kim Jong-un, he tried to bolt the other way, but before he could, Kim Jong-un grabbed him by the ass and threw him into North Korea.
God.
And he stood over him and told him, "You stay in North Korea. You will never leave."
Change?
Oh boy.
You can leave sometime.
No, actually, yeah. You only can't leave if you're born there. So while in North Korea, he looks around and sees everything is nothing. But
Everything is nothing. It's a void in North Korea.
North
Before he
Korea
realized-
doesn't exist.
It's a chunk error.
He's literally just walking in thin air in this empty void that's called North Korea.
Oh God. It's like
As
a
he
Squidward
walked-
episode.
As he walked, he couldn't help but notice a song playing in the back of his mind.
What was it?
Oh goodness, how does this one go? Strangely enough, it was something like Hicho Aya.
Change.
Ching chong ching
Change!
Fuck! I'm running out of Chinese songs I know. It was the theme song for the Puppet Squad.
Okay.
He said to himself, "Where are those bitchin' tunes coming from?" As he walked in the liminal void, he couldn't help but notice the theme was getting louder and louder. And soon enough, when it seemed like it couldn't get any louder, he sees the main man himself, Jerry, at the DJ. Jerry looked into his eyes, and in a cold, deep breath, he says, "Ah."
End scene.
What did you think?
Good. Very racist.
I know. I couldn't think of any.
Why North Korea? It's just a void.
Because it's funny.
Yeah. Alright. Well,
Leave a like and comment down below if you want our part-time editor and regular podcast wallpaper artist, Julie, to animate these stories.
God, that would be so good. God, I want to see the UK bros beat the shit out of some homophobes.
I can't.
God.
If that's the case, I want to actually.
So tempted to make short films based on all of these.
Comment down below if you want her to do it, because that's how she's going to know if you want it. She's not going to be able to read your mind. She needs to know.
Well, that's about all the time we have here on Halloween. Well, I guess no, it is Halloween.
And now my throat is completely dead from all the yelling and laughing I've been doing.
I thought that was pretty fucking funny. Again, the next episode you see the Dumbass Podcast will be back to the regular format. We might do this type of thing again on Christmas. Who knows? But this was the Halloween special. Thank you guys so much for watching. There isn't exactly an outro for the Dumbass Podcast, so we'll see you guys next time.
Be sure to follow our accounts too.
Bye.
Peace.